Hello, everybody. Welcome to another sharing of Wisdom Bits. Today, I'm going to share with you a very crucial uh, thing about meditation practice. This can help you, whichever tradition, whichever practice you're doing. And actually, the inward journey we are going to the highest levels of happiness, peace, or the goals you seek is like we are all climbing the same mountain, maybe from different directions. Uh, the northern direction, the southern, east, west. But at some point, maybe the first kilometer radius, second kilometer, third kilometer, all around the mountain, it should be the same. And the person coming from the northern side, he or she can join the southern. And from the southern, they can join the northern side or the east or the west. So, true practices, true methods are like that. So, actually, this comes with a wonderful story. So, in ancient India, almost like 2600 years ago. Actually, this comes from the uh, ancient teachings. Maybe you heard there was a person called Gautama Samma Sambuddha or enlightened Buddha, and he had monks and nuns within the sasana or the order, and that also there were even enlightened beings. So there was one monk. So just like the Vedas, they have the Tipitaka, the three baskets they call as translation. And then this monk, whose name was Potila, he knew it, and they have to say like his knowledge was so much that it was like at the tip of his tongue, to shine at the tip of his tongue. And he had even enlightened students, but he was full of ego. So one day he went to visit the Buddha with his enlightened students. And Buddha saw this, and he made a determination only for this Venerable Potila to hear, not the others. But Venerable Potila thinks everybody hears this. So when Venerable Potila and his students went to visit the Buddha, Buddha called, "Oh, empty Potila, come here. Empty Potila, you may sit here. Empty Potila, how are you doing?" So this Venerable Potila, he thought everybody hears this. And why is Buddha calling me empty? He felt ashamed and in a way sad. If Buddha says, it has to be true. Then after that visit, they went back to their monastery, and the first thing he did the very next morning, early morning, before everybody saw, he took his arms, ball, and the robes, and he left to the forest. He could not face the others because his ego was so much. Then he went to a forest monastery in that forest. And this in the forest monastery, the monk was there was younger than him, but he was like an enlightened being. Not only that, he could read minds. So when Venerable Potila went and said, "Buddha called me empty. Please teach me what is empty and how to get rid of it or fulfill it. Then, when after reading his mind, he saw that he was full of ego, and his ego had to go off first. So he said, like, no, 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 I am not suitable. I am much younger than you, and you are this big person who knows all these things. Go to the next monk and ask. Maybe he can help. So he went to the next one and asked in the same way. He said he also was enlightened. He said, no, no, we are not suitable. We are very young. Go to the next one. Like that, he almost went to like 14 monks. And then the last one actually was a 7-year-old little venerable or a monk. But he also was enlightened. And he saw this monk was full of ego. And he also said the same thing. Oh, we are not suitable. This is a 7-year-old telling this elderly big person. I am not suitable. You know so much. But at this time, Venerable Potila, his ego had melted. He was very desperate and sad even. He said, like paying respects, he said, please, Venerable Sir, Buddha called me empty. Please teach me how to fulfill myself. Then the little Venerable asked, would you listen to what I say? Then Venerable Potila said, I would do anything you say. Then just to check, he said, there is a pond over there. Go into that pond. So at that time, Venerable Potila was so humble. He just went towards the pool or the pond. And when the tips of his robe, the lower part, was getting a little bit wet, the little Venerable called, come back, Venerable. I will teach you. Then he knew that his ego had reduced. And this little Venerable, who was an enlightened being, gave a beautiful example. So this is the most crucial part for any practitioner, any method, any technique. He said, as an example, there is a termite hill, and there's an animal that is running towards that, and a person wants to catch this animal. He or she, how can they catch this animal? And not only that, this termite hill has 6 holes in it. So how can they catch? So Venerable Potila, though he read about it in the various things in the books and all, he didn't know practically. So the little Venerable said, I will teach you. So we have to be humble, whoever we are, whatever we are, to get and know the real things. So the little Venerable thought, to catch this animal, a person sees which hole the animal crept in. And since there are like 6 holes, when you try to catch it with one, it has 5 holes to escape. So first thing you should do, you should cover the 5 holes. Then what you do is you take a sharp tool and you start digging from that hole this animal crept inside. Then you will find the animal. And not only that, he explained, this termite hill is our body. Like termites, they bring these small particles or put out the particles and make these big, sometimes very big termite hills. or some call anthills. Likewise, this materiality makes our body. And in this body, we have the five sense doors: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body sense door. And not only that, the heart base, or the sixth sense. These are the six holes. So if the animal crept inside, so animal is actually the mental object, or even the breath, or meditation object. So you have to take a sharp first, you have to cover the five holes. So all attention to the five sense doors, we let it go or let it shut down. Otherwise, we cannot do this. That's why sometimes we take objects from outside, but still you have to take it into your mind. Or just taking outside objects, you cannot go to deeper stages. It may be temporary, very temporary. So you have to first cover the five holes because the animal can escape from any. So we are trying to focus on our mind, but what happens is some distraction from the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body. But we are focusing on the sixth sense. Then what happens is you take a sharp tool. So the person who's digging is like the effort. The sharp tool is like mindfulness and wisdom. You start digging. So more deeper you go, then you find the object or the meditation, or even your goal, or even true peace and happiness. So actually, after this, Venerable Potila got enlightened, was never again empty anymore. He was full of wisdom, true happiness, and true peace. Very simple or very practical, yet so profound. Sometimes all these things are not in books, very practically seen, even through a 7-year-old, but definitely with mass amount of wisdom, who was an enlightened being. So please take this. And most of the time we are living with our sixth sense, but though it is covered by the things we take from the five sense doors. Let this also help us all, and I wish you all the very best and have a wonderful day.